What is up, guys? My name is Curious George, and this is the 8th installation of my FC Ingolstadt career mode in FIFA 16. And we start this episode off with a match against Borussia Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga. Mönchengladbach are one of those teams that actually know who they are, because there's some teams in some leagues who I have no idea who they are, and Gladbach have some pretty decent players, like this guy, Josef Dermich, that's how you say his name, and he just gets a beautiful strike into the back of the net, just out of the reach of Nyland, and only for us, they start scoring off in the 6th minute. And yeah, just look at the strike, just from outside the box. Pretty nice strike, just out of the reach of Nyland, who has been playing pretty well this season. Just unlucky there, just too good of a strike to save, I guess. But yeah, no, this game was a pretty good game, pretty good match. Borussia Mönchengladbach definitely had a lot of chances, but lucky for us, Pascual Gross, I learned how to pronounce his name, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, but Pascual Gross, our captain, is able to put it into the back of the net. This guy right here is probably one of our best players in the squad, or like one of my favorite players in the squad. So I have no idea who he was before starting his career mode, but Pascual Gross, I think that's how you pronounce his name, because it's like G-R-O, and then that it looks like a B, but it's like a German letter. And apparently that's like a double S or something like that. Like that's how you pronounce it. So I believe it's Gross. And I actually heard them say it in the game while I was playing. It was Gross. So Pascual Gross, I believe he's like a really underrated player, because I don't see anyone ever talk about him using him. And look at that strike. It's just a laser strike hitting off the post. Lucky for us, it did not go in. Yeah, but he's pretty good, and I do like using him. I might have to try him out on Ultimate Team to see if he's good on Ultimate Team as well, and build like a cheap Bundesliga team. Ooh, that could be a good thing to do. But yeah, no, he's a pretty decent player. I enjoy using him, as they almost score a scissor kick from across. Jeez, Borussia Mönchengladbach were all over us this game. They probably could have beat us like 30-0. But at like how many shots they're taking and how many were on target, and how many times they hit the post and the crossbar. Didn't put them all in because that would just be ridiculous. But yeah, no, they're pretty decent. They're a pretty good team to come up against, and we're lucky to come out with a 1-1 result. So we took points away from Borussia Mönchengladbach, which is good, because any points are good points. And right here, I did accept the Romanian national team job, manager role. I don't know why, I just felt like it. And I did sim. There was a couple matches, and I simmed all of them. And that was just one against Cameroon. And we did lose, but oh well, I really don't care. It's just, I don't even know why I accepted it to even do a manager role. There's no point in doing it this year in FIFA, because there's no like World Cup or anything going on. So going from that, we move into the second match of the episode against s1e8 Darmstadt, I believe, and I think they got promoted with Ingolstadt in this season. But we start scoring off as Alfredo Morales puts into the back of the net. A beautiful chip over the top. Some like beautiful play there by Kachunga and Alfredo Morales. Nice passing, and then the chip by the striker goes to the feet of Alfredo Morales. He takes a touch and just puts it into the back of the net. Beautiful goal. That's why I like having Alfredo Morales. I don't plan to ever sell him, because he's American and he's also a pretty good player. I do like using him. Him and Pascual, Gross, really hold down that midfield. And yeah, like I believe Darmstadt were promoted. Ingolstadt and Darmstadt were promoted. I don't know how many teams get promoted in the Bundesliga. I feel it's only like 2 or 3. I could be wrong, because I don't watch much Bundesliga football. But yeah, so they're a newly promoted team, and so it's like a battle of the newly promoted teams, which is always interesting to watch, because like, oh, how do they do with the signings? Because they obviously played against each other in like the lower league. How do you think they matched up once they both got promoted? They both probably signed new players, and they've changed their squads to cope with life in the top flight. So how do you think? So yeah, so I think it's always interesting when like two teams who've been promoted the same season play against each other, because like, oh, how have they improved since they last played each other in a lower league? So yeah, but this game, Darmstadt were pretty attacking. They definitely put their chances lost, but right here they get a goal with just an unlucky thing. Nyland does make the initial save, but he parries it, and instead of catching it, and it just falls right back to the striker. So he gets a double header on the ball and scores. But shortly after, we go on the attack. The ball goes up to Alfredo Morales again. He gets another pass into open space and puts it into the back of the net for Morales to get his second goal of the match. And we go up 2-1 in the 81st minute. And yeah, no, that's almost putting the nail in the coffin. If we get one more goal, definitely put the nail in the coffin. But to go up late in the match is always a good thing. Never bad to go up. And yeah, that's how the match will end, 2-1 to us. So a battle of the newly promoted sides, and we come out victorious. And yeah, the match does end 2-1 to us, and that is how the episode will end. The episode will go on for a little bit. So if you did like the video, don't forget to leave a like if you did make it this far in the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. Check out some of my other videos because they're just as good as this one if you like them. They're all pretty much the same. How original am I? But thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. And hopefully, I'll see you next time. Peace.
Yeah, I learned the game from William Wesley. You can